Welcome back to I Know How To. If you're looking to build practical tech and data skills, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to discuss multi-class classification, dash apps, and render deployment. And this will all be using Python, machine learning. So, building and deploying multi-class classification model, kind of think of it as an abstract image of data science, AI, or network of connected systems. Our journey with predicting the data, I'll explore how I have explored how to build a model that can predict between more than two categories. I did see how, I went from data to a live interactive web application. And I will show you all the tools and the environments that made this possible. In the real world, you do predict complex outcomes. So, unlike simple yes or no predictions, a multi class classification helps resolve more complex problems, identifying different diseases, categorizing customer feedback. It's a fundamental technique in AI and machine learning that empowers many applications you see every day. So, in my toolkit, I used Python, um, I used Conda, Anaconda. I also use PyCharm to build some tools. I use Jupyter Notebook. Uh, Certainly made good use of Git and GitHub for version control. That was really important. And then I even use Dash and Plotly so that I could use interactive, so I can make my web application interactive. And to deploy my application, I used Render. So the project stages from data to deployment. First, I started with understanding the data using the EDA. I got to know the raw data. I did some cleaning, renaming, handling missing data values. I also then went into the stage of building and evaluating my model. I did some training and testing using various machine learning models. Um, and then I prepped for the web app. Also, I deployed using Render, and then I updated the live app. So here is the actual project that I used um, when I went through this data science project. So so it was back in 2023 that I did this project, and it was a multi-classification program. I mean problem that I was trying to solve. I did use Python, and and so I created a capstone using Jupyter Notebook as well as PyCharm. And this project broken up into four different Jupyter notebooks, and I used four different virtual environments. And these were all the installs that I used. And here are the details of how I built the virtual machine. Also, this is going into a little bit more detail about each file that encompasses. The part one was I did the EDA steps. Part two was modeling. I put all the models in the Jupyter Notebook too, like box plots, confusion matrix, K&N model. I used three models, and I used the K&N model and random forest. And then part three, I did prep for using Dash. I created all the data files. Built all the components, building out those files. I did have to convert from a I to a PI to a PY file before. So I converted to an IPYNB to a PY file. Once I converted that, I was able to access the PY file in PyCharm. And then after editing my file in PyCharm, I was prepared to launch to the web, and I didn't find any errors. So I created a new repository on github.com website. I deployed all my files to the new repository using the dash tools GUI. I also was able to access my website through the render website. It took 5 to 10 minutes to deploy. Now, after making the deployment, I did have a few changes to make. When I make the deployment on the render server, you update changes using the first pie chart terminal. Then you're able then you're able to click the latest commit under the deployment drop down. All this is in the 7-minute demo that I am going to include here. So here's the 7-minute demo. So you want to deploy render. Um, you have 5 check marks here, and then this is going to deploy your website to the web. You are required to enter a name, a blueprint name. It's really irrelevant. It just needs to be unique for the for the server, the render server. This is the final step to launching to the web. So, and this is the demo is going to be added to my website. So, but this is all I'm going to cover right now. So that's all for this one. I genuinely love creating how to I generally love creating these how-to guides. This channel is my hobby and a fantastic way to sharpen my skills, and I'm excited for the day I can transition these passions into a full-time role. Remember to subscribe for more details. Feel free to connect lot to me LinkedIn. I love to hear from you. I see you on the next video.